So who here remembers the habit loop, right? You got the trigger, right? Some situation, a behavior, and a reward, right? That makes you keep doing it, right? Well, it's every habit built because something we want, right? So in this case, let's run through this example. So at home, say it's hard for me to focus because my little brothers are always around. They're annoying and make me frustrated. That's my trigger. So my behavior, I yell at my brothers and then call my friends on the phone so I don't have to worry about my brothers, and I distract myself so I am not frustrated. Okay, this is my habit loop. So you can imagine in terms of the maze we just did, right? Like, hey, so this is the start of the maze. This is me not having time, right? And so this is the pathway I know to get to the center of the maze, which in the case of the center of the maze for myself is not being frustrated with my brothers or distracting myself from them, right? This is the pathway I take, even though there's probably a much better pathway, right, that would solve this problem without this cost, that I end up not doing my homework and I have a low grade and I don't understand work in class and it gets me frustrated, right? That's the cost of this behavior I do. But because this is what I know, because this is the pathway my brain has taken to get to the center of the maze, right? My brain's like, hey, I'm not going to think about it. This is the fastest way. I'm just going to keep doing what I already know, just like with that maze. I'm going to do the path that I know. I'm not going to stop and think and try to come up with a different path because that might take more time, right? So that's how we get caught up, and that's how we end up with these costs, because we don't slow down. Because habits are automatic, right? They become automatic behaviors. Without slowing down, we just make it so we do the same thing over and over again to get to the center of the maze, although we get this big cost that really slows us up. It's like, even though that this is not the best way to get to the center of the maze, it takes longer, right? We do it anyway because we don't slow down. So what we're going to work on now is figuring out, how do we break that habit? How do we slow ourselves down and change something so that we don't remain in this habit loop? How do we take this lesson, remember about our brains as mazes, and use that metaphor to help us get out of this and really improve ourselves?